welcome along and welcome to this first look at Purbeck 22 for Farming Simulator 22. This is a map, recreated by MS Modding, and yeah, this is a really classic map from previous versions of Farm Sim. And it's looking really, really beautiful in this version. So we're going to jump in and have a look around it in the Land Rover. But before I get started on that, let's have a look at the PDA. And yeah, this is a really great map with lots of fields. It's an excellent British map. It's converted from the FS19 version, or recreated from the FS19 version. It has 4 farms in it. We've got one up the top there, one there, and one down by field 32. In fact, I would say it's got more farms than that, because there's various, certainly, I know these 2 and those 2 are farms. Well, we're going to have a look at that, because I think that's a farm, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And there is a cow pasture over there. Now, one thing I should note as well is that unlike lots of maps that I've had a look at, first looks at recently, this one does have you owning all of the animal pastures initially, even if you don't own the areas. So you do have ownership of all those animal pastures. There is a way to adjust that, and I think I might try and create a video around that. But on here, yeah, you already own all the animal pastures that are on the map. The other thing of note is, if you're playing this in Farm Manager and start from scratch, you do start off with all the vehicles as well that you get a new farmer, so you'll have to remove those if you want to truly Farm Manager or start from scratch gameplay on here. Now, we have a total of 81 fields of varying sizes. Our lands, they are all, there are not 81 lands though. You have of farm IDs, we go up to about 37 by the looks of things, and you own quite a substantial number of them when you start off, including 2 of the farmyards. And now the cheapest area on here, I believe to be around 25, so sort of 84,000. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I think that is the cheapest area. Everything else is a bit more expensive than that. You can't own the roadways and things like that, which is something to note on here. Yeah, the smallest area it looks like you can own is 25, which has one of the farmyards in it. The most expensive area, I think, is 37 at 370,000. There doesn't seem to be anything more expensive than that. Oh no, I take it back. 18 down the bottom here is nearly 500,000. So really, that's a really quite expensive area. And interestingly, the farmlands, the amount of area does not equal exactly what the expense is, because you see 18 here is a smaller area than 37. And in fact, going up the top corner here, area farm ID 33, that is nearly 600,000. So yeah, the field areas on here aren't completely obvious as to which is the more expensive area, and some of them are going to be worth more money than others when you're checking them out. So we're going to have a jump in the Defender and have a look around here. This map was released a week ago on Monday, so a week ago today, and has been updated once since. It had a fix for the multiplayer crashing, and the pig and horse icons are now appearing in Farm Manager, so there's been a correction for that. I'm going to head up to that top corner of the map though first, and we're going to have a look up there and look at this area that I thought was a farmyard, but might not be, because I count 5 farmyards on this map instead of the 4 that it's listing on the mod hub gives. And that is this area up here. And yes, this is why. This is our first sell point up this top corner. This is Whole Valley Farmers. It is a sell point. with quite a few barns available around it. So this will be a sell point that you can come up to and sell your wares. There is a nice little farmyard up here, or a nice little house with some buildings attached to it. And if we come up this corner here, I think there's part of a farm or something like that up this top corner here. So there is the ability, if you want to expand this beyond 4 farms, there's a few little yards and things about this map that you are able to use and could squeeze out maybe a couple more farms on here, which is really nice. I love the height of these hedges. British maps, and when I'm driving around the countryside here, British maps with high hedges, fantastic. Exactly how it is around my way. So really helps the immersion for me on this map. Now we've got our main farmyard over here. This is the one that you start off owning, that you have all of your animals around, and you start off with a big cluster of fields on. It has a cowshed in here. So we've got a cowshed. I think it's this one. Yeah. So we've got a cowshed through here. Quite a large cowshed on this. Then out the back here, we've got some fields, grass fields by the looks of things. And then over this way, if we come through here, and the other side of this barbed wire fence, if I can get in here, we've got a grain store and we've got a fairly large slurry pit. So this is very much set up to be a cow farm. It is, or a dairy farm. It is really nicely compact. There is no wasted space in this yard, and because it's set across the road, it just works really, really well, in my opinion. Lots of very windy roads. You can very easily get lost around here. We're going to head up this way, though, and see if we can have a look at the next yard along, which is this one here. And this is the pig farm, I believe. And just like the previous farm, this is spread all around here. Lots of little cottages, little houses, and then we've got the farm around here on the corner. And this is a bigger yard, as you can see. And in here, we've got lots of storage space. Really, really nice sheds on this. And the textures have come out really nice, I think, in coming from FS19 to FS22. They're still a little bit blurry, but it doesn't look terrible. I've seen map converts before where the textures just haven't come across well. And yeah, this map has done it quite well, I think. Now, this here, I think, is pigs. No, this is sheep. So this is the sheep farm. I stand corrected. Again, lots of fields around it. Really nicely compact yard, but still with space where it's needed, which is great. And then I don't think either of those work as feeding troughs. But we do have grasslands out here. And I think that is the actual sheep field itself. Now, I can't remember if any of these yards are actually configurable. So we'll have a quick look at that, seeing as we own the yard over this way. And so can we delete any of these buildings? No. So one downside I do have to this is that we don't have customizable yards at all by the looks of things. There are some bits you can delete. So it looks like just the silage pits, the silage clamps here are removable. And even then, I don't think it's the whole, it's both of them. No, only one of these silage clamps is removable. So yeah, it's the farms on here are not very configurable. And if you're looking for a map where you're going to be able to alter your farm a lot, this is not a map that's going to work for you from that side of things. Having said that, I do think that the yards here are well built and well laid out. So it's not the end of the world, but I do like to see that as an option in maps these days. We can continue around the roads now and wind our way down here. And yeah, there are just really nicely placed buildings and things around this that help to show help to add to the character of this map. And there's a reason why this map has been a popular one with people in the past. It is a very playable map, and it is really nice laid out. It is one of the nicer British maps that have been available in previous versions of FarmSim. Now, before we head on into town, we're just going to scoot along this way a bit as the roads now widen and we come to another sell point up here. We need to jump out and have a look. And it looks like this might be our milk sales in here. No, that's gas. So is this our... Oh, this might be our BGA, actually. Yes, that's exactly where we are. So we've got our BGA over here, nicely compact and in there. And then over this way, we've got another sell point. Judging by the pile of bales, I'm guessing that, as it says on the wall, is the bale sell point. I love maps that do that. Don't need to necessarily mark it on the ground, but if you got a sign there, it makes it really, really easy to tell what you can sell where. As we get sideswiped by a car, but that's all right. This is built like a tank. Let's move on into town. We've got a railway track here. I don't think there is an active train on this map, to the best of my knowledge, though. So we can wind our way down and round. I love all the terraced houses on this map, all the variation and all the trees that are through it. I'm finding it very difficult to see exactly where the edge of this map is, because it's one of those maps where that is done really, really well, and it makes it very difficult to see. As we come now into town, and yeah, we've got lots of houses, churchyard. It's a really nice little town, this, with a lot of character to it, a lot of detail, and detail is a big thing on this map. It really does look very, very nice. Now, I'm going to scoot into town here, and we'll have a look at the various sell points we've got down the side. And looks like we've got some productions built into this map as well. If we open up this gate into the industrial park, and we've got our first sell point over this side around here. Yep, so that's around the back there. Again, that's a more general sell point by the looks of things. And then over here, we've got the Otis. That's the cereal factory, I believe. Which is nice. To see some productions built into this map is very nice. Makes me very, very happy. So if we come over here, and you can see that, in fact, you already own the cereal factory as well, which is very cool, actually. I think I would like to see an update to this map where maybe things like that weren't the case from the get-go. Maybe an adjustment so that buying lands, as many other maps do, buying the land or buying the area means that you get things like the animal pens and things like that, rather than just owning them all from the off. Again, it's a minor niggle on a map that is very playable otherwise, and I'm happy that you do have access to them rather than them being something you can't gain access to and it being an actual bug. But yeah, I think owning everything straight off, maybe not quite so much. We've got the shop in here, and it looks like it's a Class dealership on here. FarmCatGR services, and yeah, this is a really nice shop. I don't think this is from any of the base maps, to the best of my knowledge. So yeah, all originally custom made for this map, and yeah, works really, really well for it. So gorgeous that is. And then we're going to head up here, and then we've got another one of our farms up here. I think we can actually get to this at the next entrance up here. And this is a farm without any animals at all, I think. We've got no animals here, but we've got a farmhouse, and then up and in here, we've got a set of barns. I really like this yard. I think we're going to see a series set around this yard, actually. Lots of people have been asking me, am I going to do a series on this map? And yes, currently I am planning a roleplay series around Purbeck. And I can reveal right now that this is going to be the yard in which that roleplay is set. So currently putting together all the details of it. Should be out in the next month or so. And we're going to do a new roleplay series around this yard, because I think this yard is just so very nicely set up for that kind of thing. So should be quite good, that, I think. And then just down here, we have another gateway. And this goes into our yard here. So bring this in. And yeah, this is the horse area by the looks of things. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a horse yard here. I think we've got sheds in here, and I don't know if we can get through to, going through the other side and out. We've got a farmyard around here as well. And it looks like you do have to drive through the horse paddock to do it. But this is all horse area here, and really quite nice. I like that as a horse area and as a stables. Then we'll come out here, and there is a train. I don't know if it's a working train, one that you can use, but there it goes over the top. So the train does run on here. I don't know if it's actually a train you can use yourself. We've got another yard up here as well. So there are multiple yards around here, definitely, that you could use for your various games, for multiplayer especially. We're going to pull into here because this yard that I just bypassed, really, that is the pigs. So let's go and have a look in this yard. So we got your pig area over here. With a nice sort of interior pig barn there. And then over this way, we've got a nice big shed. We've got some other sheds here. No moving doors or anything, so everything's sort of seized open and things. And this is the thing. There are little issues I have with this map. Nothing big, nothing that's fully broken or anything else like that I've come across, but I would like to see, I think, these doors animated, so opening and closing doors and bits like that. There's a bit down at the yard that we visited a minute ago that was like that as well. All of the doors to the sheds open, the main doors, but the little side doors, the people-sized doors, none of those open or closed. They're just sort of permanently open, and even having them so that they were permanently closed, I think would be a better way. It's little niggles, it's little bits and pieces, but it's nothing that I would say makes this map any less playable. That's the thing. It's still a very playable map, and still a map I very much like. But it does have a couple of things that I think if I was going back, and I would say, yeah, I'd like to see improvements there. We got a sell point there, nice big grain sell sign there, and then bringing this round to here, we've got two more sell points here. So we've got the livestock house or the livestock market there. So that has everywhere for you to buy all your livestock and have them. And then up here, before the map ends, towards the castle, we've got over here another sell point. which is the timber yard, because there is a fair amount of forestry on here. So you can have a good forestry business on here as well. Now, do you own this as well, or is this? Yeah, this is carpentry as well. So you own the biogas, you own the cereal factory, and you own the carpentry. I think I would like to see that as something that you don't necessarily own straight off the bat. I think that would work out much better on here and give you a little bit of play. And I'm willing to bet that that's also the case with both new farmer, with both farm manager and start from scratch. Seeing as you get all the equipment, it wouldn't surprise me if you own those as well. But in all honesty, that is something I have not checked, so I cannot say that 100%. As for starting equipment, you start with a good array of equipment on this map. Small tractors, you've got a Steyr 8150 and a Massey Ferguson 3707AL. Harvesters, you've got a Top Liner 4090H. Cars, you start with a Lizard Pickup 2017. Trailers, you get the Claas Carrot 140 TD. Headers, you get the Top Liner 4090 header to go with your combine. Plows, you get the Servo 25 from Potinger. Cultivators, you've got the Horse Tirano 3 FX. Seeders, you got the Nordstein HK25 Plus NS 3030. Planters, you've got the Amazon Presea 4500-2C Super. Mowers, you get the Kuhn GMD 4411. Tedders, you got the Potinger Alpine Hit 4.4H. Windmowers, you get the Samaz Z2-840H. Balers, you get the Potinger Impress 125F Pro. Front loaders is the Quickie Q3M. Front loader tools, you get an Albert manure fork. And finally, to go with your combine, you get a Deutz-Fahr Top Liner 4090 header trailer. All in all, I think that's a good array of equipment, especially if you're starting off with a cow farm, with a dairy farm. I think that will work very well for you. There's nothing really missing there. Possibly I would say there's no real way to pick up grass for silage on that. You got hay that you can feed from that. You might want a bale wrapper. That would go quite well. And of course, if you've got the new Galcomp DLC, there's a nice cheap wrapper you can fit to a 3-point to go with one of your tractors on here. So I would possibly sell. I don't think that seeder is a direct seeder, is it? No, that's not a direct seeder. So I would be tempted to maybe sell the plow and or the planter and get yourself a bale wrapper. I think that would be a very useful piece of kit on here. All in all, I think the setup, though, is very nice. This is a gorgeous looking map. If you're not too worried about the fact that you can't very easily change and alter your farm, or the small issue of things like some of the doors being stuck open, don't mind that too much. I think this is a cracking British map, great for multiplayer as well as single player, perfect if you like using small and medium equipment. I think that this map supports those very well. If you're a big equipment fan, I don't think this map will work very well for you at all, unfortunately, but certainly smaller and medium equipment should work really well on this map, and I highly recommend it. Pop over to the mod hub where it is currently available for PC and Mac, PlayStation and Xbox, so a nicely cross-play map that you can go and grab, and go rate it highly. I think it's a really great map. For now though, I'm going to leave this here, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.